Around approximately half a year ago, I started getting really obsessed over cameras and lenses. My mindset was that if I get the best lens and the best cinematic picture, then people will finally appreciate my work and appreciate just how good I am with the camera and how good I am with my skills, my material and my footage. I wanted to get the best camera in terms of size, in terms of features, also the price of course. And then I was almost hunting for this perfect camera and I couldn't find it. As I said, my goal was to find the perfect match for my needs. One of my obsessions was over the lenses. I was thinking if I get the best lens, I would basically become the most skillful cinematographer or a photographer that I can actually be. Later on, this lens obsession almost started to harm me because I was spending hours and hours searching for the best one and thinking about what should I get next, and also wondering about if the things or the equipment that I have are actually good enough for me to produce content. Little did I know or realize that all of those things don't matter. It's just bells and whistles. People actually like good shit. That's pretty much it. People want to watch things that are interesting, engaging, and even if you're talking about the cinematic lenses or orange and teal color grading stuff, like those are cool, but they are extra. What people really pay attention to is the storyline and the emotions that you bring out in them. If you search for any type of cinematic color grading or cinematic settings in a YouTube platform, you will find a lot of people just slapping the orange and teal color grade on your footage and calling it cinematic. But they fail to realize that cinematic actually means emotions, the drive and the motivation of the character or the actor. Now I don't want to get too much into the cinematic universe here, but I just want to talk about the topic of today's video, and that's do the basics, get 90% of the results. Frankly speaking, as an audience, you don't care. You don't care about my lens, you don't care if my footage is deep enough in terms of shallow depth of field, etc, etc. You don't care about that. People only care about the interesting stuff that keeps them engaging or the informative stuff that helps them in any type of way. Now I know a whole lot of people who just use their iPhones to create really interesting or entertaining content, and there are tons of creators who have fancy equipment, the best camera, the most expensive gear, and they cannot create anything interesting. The point I'm trying to make here is that our brains overcomplicate everything. We want to get perfection and make everything flawless, but that's simply not gonna happen. Even if it is, it just requires more patience from you, more time and attention. As a result, you reach a state of mind which is called analysis paralysis, where you overcomplicate stuff, overthink about everything, and at the end you end up with nothing. At this point, I'm pretty sure you've heard about the Pareto law, which states that 80% of the efforts bring in 20% of results and 20% of efforts bring 80% of results. As an example, you go to the gym, you lift weights, and then the exercises that bring in 80% of the results are gonna be the most basic, simple ones. What I'm talking about is compound exercises. Those are the basic ones you wanna stick to. You don't have to be doing all of these exercises which are too isolation or too focused on something. Instead of that, you want to focus on the most basic stuff that bring in the most results. In simple words, you want to build up the overall mass with the most basic exercises, and then you can cut down to whatever you want to do. For example, you can cut and maybe you can get ripped. You can focus on your shoulders and then your legs, etc. But the point is, you want to build the overall muscle mass, or you want to build the overall body structure, and then you can slowly work on your way to cut down body fat, or maybe you want to increase your muscle mass in certain areas of your body. We can also compare this to creating or editing videos. I understand that transitions and color grading and sound effects are the cool stuff, but if you notice, most of the people who are making some type of impact and influence, they don't really care about crazy transitions and color grading. What they're doing is they're engaging with the audience, they are making an impact, and that's it. That's what I would call the 80% or 90% of the things that you should be doing. The rest 20% or 10% doesn't really make any type of difference. To be brutally honest, one of the most annoying things that I get online, or one of the most annoying questions that I hear online is, what is the perfect workout program? The answer is there's no such thing. Perfect workout program is consistency. It doesn't matter what type of program you pick. It doesn't matter if you're doing push-pull legs or upper body or lower body or whatever. If it's bro split, it doesn't matter. The best thing is consistency. Do the basic things consistently and you will see some type of results. I do understand that taking supplements or fish oils and protein powder and creatine, those things are cool. Those are also the bells and whistles, but they only get you 10 to 20% maximum of results. To get 90% of the results, what you need to do is focus on the basics. That means you have to do the most basic compound movements like pull-ups, bench press, squats, etc, etc. You have to focus on nutrient-dense foods. Of course, you can optimize the rest by cutting down fat or supplementing or even tanning to make your body look in a different way or in a more aesthetic way. But all of this doesn't matter if you haven't achieved 90% of the results, which is the basics. Doing the basics coupled with consistency is what's actually gonna bring results. In terms of diet, try to focus on nutrient-dense, simple food like protein and fat and carbs. You don't have to go super fancy with superfoods and some type of keto or paleo or I don't know, vegan, this type of diet. Try to do something very simple over the course of few months, and then you can see if it's actually helpful or not. It doesn't matter which area you're trying to progress, be it gym, video editing, money, could be dating, could be anything like that. But instead of focusing on making your plan or making your program the most fancy or perfect, try focusing on the basics and then get the results.